Right then, David. Well, the last paper you did, paper 2 that you did at home for me for homework, you scored 86. So that's quite a tough challenge you set yourself to better that. Let's see how you've got on. That's great. Meters squared, liters, meters, kilograms is correct. H is not right. That's an isosceles triangle. That side there and that side there are the same, but that's clearly a different size. This one, the three sides are the same, and that's what an equilateral triangle is. So your equilateral triangle is wrong. Your parallelogram, you're saying is I. Well, they've already told you that I are the two perpendicular lines. So that one's wrong. The parallelogram is F. Parallelogram has got two pairs of parallel sides. Hexagon is C and the rectangle is G. So 2 marks there, giving you 11 for the page. O. I would say my advice as far as symmetry is concerned is to turn your page around, because it tends to be more easy to see what's going on that way around. And what you need to do is to look at each point in the shape and work out how far the point is from your mirror, because it's going to be the same distance the other side. So that point there is 3 squares one side of the mirror, so it's going to end up 3 squares that side of the mirror. That's not bad, you're not a million miles off with that one. But this point is 3 there, so it's going to end up there, and then your final point is there. So you're going from there to there, there to there to there, and then you're going to curve. Okay, so for me, you could be different, but for me, I like to have my mirror line running the same direction as I'm sitting and not at right angles to it. I can't give you any marks for that, Dave. 99 is correct and 20 is correct. The mean is 52 and the median is 51. Good. 9 marks. £40 and 9 is correct. Now then, what have we got here? Parcel weighs 5 kilograms. No, we're not sure what you've done. I think what you've done is you've taken, I'm not sure, but what you should be doing is just looking with 5 kilograms, any weight below 10 is in this top row, and to get it by 12 noon is by 9 AM is 42.99, by 12 noon is 20.99. so you want to find out the difference between those two values, the 42.99 and the 20.99. Can't really see what you've done there, but I do know it's not right. And with this one, 9 kilograms is 1465. No, it's not. Your method there is right, and then the 12 kilogram one, 44. Yeah, no, I'm not really sure what you've done, but again, this bit is right, that's wrong. You've then correctly done a method, which is to take that off, so you're going to get 1 for that. But then that's wrong, and your final answer is wrong because these figures aren't on the table. 1.7 meters is a little bit high, but it'll be within the bounds. 1 centimeter is 2 meters, door is 2 meters, church is 7.7. So that's correct. Now, so what are we doing here? .7 times 2. You're saying 1 centimeter is 2 meters. Right, yeah, so the height of the car is about 1.7 meters, so you're saying 1 centimeter would be 2, and then you're doing 7.7 lots of 2. That is okay, that's fine. Total for the page, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6, 7, 5, well done. 29 and 17, so you've done the 5, which is correct, 3 marks. For this one, make it clear that 5 is your answer. Because you got it embedded in there, but it is correct. For each number onwards, add 3 every time. You take away each number by the number in 4s. No, that's not correct, because that's wrong for starters, and that doesn't mean anything. What you're doing is dividing by 2 every time. 64 divided by 2 is 32. 32 divided by 16 is, 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So you get the first one, but your explanation for the second is wrong. 8 marks for that page. Now then, we know, well, I know for first of all that all your answers are wrong. But let me explain, since you've given it a go. Each rectangle there is 12 wide and 4 high. So that distance from there to there is 12, and that distance is 4. Now this is on an x and y axis, so that point there has got the coordinates 0, 0. So A will be 12 units across, which is the x-axis, so it would be 12, and then it would be 4 units up, which is the y-axis, so it would be 4. B, you got 2 of these 4s on top of each other, which would take that to 8 in the y-axis, but you haven't moved at all in the x-axis, so it's going to be 0, 8. And then to get to C, you're going to be going 12 and a 4 is 16, and then in the y direction you're going to go 4 and a 12, which is 16. So no marks for that. 4 is correct. Minus 8 is wrong, because these are going down in 2s and you've suddenly jumped 4. Okay, that should be minus 10. So you're going to get 1 mark for that. You should be able to answer that one now. We've had a practice of those this week, and this one is correct. Good. This isn't. The number that goes on the bottom of the probability is the total number of chances you've got. So if there are 50 patients, the chances are out of 50. And then the total number of ways that you can have at least 3 visitors is either 3 visitors or 4 visitors or 5 visitors, and there are 21 different patients that had 3 or 4 or 5. So what we're looking for there is 21. This is a common mistake. You don't add those up. If you look here, you have got, or look here, there are 14 patients, each of whom had 2 visitors. So there are in fact 28 visitors just in that column alone. So you'd have to then add up 12 times 1, 3 times 18, and so on to get that. So total for the page is nothing for that. 3, 3. 2592 is correct. Don't waste your time with all this sort of complicated. You're allowed to use a calculator for this paper, remember. So you don't need to do this. You just do 36% as a decimal, which is the same as writing 36 pence in pounds, and times it by 72. And the same with this one. If you scored 78 out of 120, I'd write that on the front of your paper, and to turn it into a percentage, you just times it by 100. And you type that into your calculator exactly the same way as you see it there. So you press the little calculator, let me turn it on first, the little fraction button, which is that one, 78, 120 times 100 equals 65%. No, you don't. The method that you use for drawing a pie chart is not what you've done there. You don't turn it into tenths, because there aren't 10 degrees in a circle, there are 360. So you turn it into 360ths. Take a look how I do that on the video clip, and you'll see how to do it. It's once you see what I've done, you'll remember every time. 2 marks to the page. This is 3.35. It's correct. Well done. It's well worth. There are 3 marks for that. Okay. Now it's worth you writing down what you've measured it to be in centimeters first, which is 6.7 centimeters, and then how you've gone from 6.7 centimeters to that. Okay. Because you've got the right answer, it's no problem. You get your 3 marks. However, if you've slipped up there or slightly measured it, you'd have ended up with nothing. And that is right there. Well done. Okay, the bills question. 2380 is correct. 2675 is correct. 3 marks so far. 294.89. 26775 minus 27R. No, this should be a plus. Okay, that's the amount you're being charged because of the number of units you've used. Then you get a standard charge on top of that, regardless. So if you've used no units that month at all, that quarter, you'd still been charged that 27 quid. So that needs to be added on. Oh, hang on, which you've done. £294. So although you've written you've subtracted, you have actually added it on. But it's not 84, it's 89. Then you've done that correctly. You've got the 89 there. So that's right, that method is correct. But because it's money, you don't round it to 1 decimal place, you need to round it to 2 decimal places, which is £14.74. So your method is right, but you're going to end up with the wrong total slightly. Okay, you're a couple of pence out. Then you take your credits, then you end up, and you do end up there. So that's a really, really good effort. The only thing really that went wrong was, that doesn't matter, that 89 there, because you put it right there, but you rounded that off and you lost a few pence there. But 5 out of 6 is really good there. Well done. 10 for the page. Good page. 0.13 is correct. Blue and yellow together is correct, and 0.61 is correct. Well done. 147.84 is correct. 8.1 is correct as well. Well done. 10 marks for the page. Not a bad recovery here. Not a bad recovery. Right, 2 to the 4 times 3 to the 4 is correct. You cannot do that. Okay? And that is not the explanation for why it's a square number. The reason it's a square number is because both of those powers are even. Not because they're the same, but because they're even. If the powers are even, it's a square number. You cannot do that either. Okay? So you are going to get 3 out of 4 for that. 1.4 is 19.04. Good. Small. That one large. Good. Right then. Area of triangle is base times height. Correct. A is 4.5. Correct. Area is 6.3. Correct. That is correct. Well done. You've done it in a very odd order, but I can't knock what you've done there. It is absolutely spot on. So on that page you get 6, 8, 10, 11. It's a very good recovery after a wobbly middle there, I think, David, but let's see how close you've got to 86. I don't think you're going to beat it. 11, 20, 26, 34, 37, 39, 49, 59, 59, 70. Bang on a C. Well done. So you are operating pretty reliably at a grade C on a calculator allowed paper. So we'll see how you get on now with a non-calculator paper next Monday. Good stuff.